What a weekend! What a weekend! We are Premier League. Said we are Premier League. I came back in the house. I've been back in the house for about 40 minutes. I said to our lass, I said, your Premier League husband. I said, oh, I'll stop. Don't worry, that's me just messing up already.
You support the Premier League team, Philly. That doesn't mean
I said, your Premier League husband is back from Wembley. She went more like National League. So there you go. So, but never mind. I'm a wish version, apparently, of a Premier League husband. Luke, hey, for all time's sake here, it's a bit of a Wembley special on the panel. Terry with us. Dino and Jack, do you remember them two? Hey. Anyway, I don't know. I know. Terry, how's your day been? You came back last night, didn't you?
Got back about 11:30 last night. I slept like a baby. It was unbelievable. I woke up at 5 in the morning. 5-6 hours non-stop sleep. Woke up at 5, bit excited, got back to sleep again, and just chilled out all day long. I feel absolutely shattered still though. I'm
shattered. I decided all weekend I did my show Friday. I had a pint of lager after that, right? And then yesterday I had half a can of lager. And that's all I had. And I've been filming all weekend. And when we'd won, I thought, you know what? I'm gonna leave the cameras at home, and I went and met my mates and just and honestly, my was on flipping sambucas and all sorts. So I've had a couple of hours sleep.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. What mates?
Well, you never. There. Well, I met Jack because Jack texted us, didn't he?
For about 30 seconds.
Well, they wouldn't let him in the pub where I was. That said, you're not old enough.
Nobody under the age of 18 could have such a lovely tash.
He said, yeah, that's not a tash. He said, you can't even grow a man's tash. Anyway, look, we've got Dino with us. How's your day been, Dino?
I've done the one day. I went down on the Saturday, and then I got back home about 4:30 in the morning. And today, because of all the standing up, going on tubes, walking around, I'm just exhausted today. I've just been catching up on all the YouTube stuff, like your interviews and your vlogs and Terry's.
Terry's? I hope you're not watching Terry's mind.
He's going off
Terry's.
But I've just been catching up. I watched the extended highlights. Just watched everything Sunderland related because, like yesterday, it's been a mental year for me personally, anyway. And that just tops it off. It's to say I was there to watch Sunderland win at Wembley, which never really happens apart from the last couple of years.
3 times in a row we've won at Wembley now.
It's ridiculous. So it's ridiculous. I'm just glad I was there. I was just glad I was there. It was great for the fans and great for the club, and I can't wait for next year already.
Listen, Terry, you're trying to get him, but Dino, he's been back on 5 minutes. He's already trying to hog.
I'm just trying to see if Dino's been watching a YouTuber who knows what the score is. You know, I said Sheffield would score first. I said we'd come back and win 2-1. I didn't predict us to get beat like somebody on the channel.
I'm going to get on that. I've had massive stick mind on for having an opinion, but I'm going to come up to that anyway. Jack, how's your day been?
Not been too bad. We stopped over last night as well. So back on the train today. Just been travelling back, getting home, getting things sorted out. I'm doing quite well. Happy to be back on the channel. But just a pretty chill day for me traveling home. Not much to report on, unfortunately.
Right, okay. It's I'm just knackered. Don't forget, listen, we're live. I've already got 124 people on the stream. Just if you want to join in via the live chat, come and have your say. I normally give all the first ones a mention, but I've just got to dig a couple out here. And I noticed that Tony Lee says, all right, Monkey. And two of the V's are back. I've got a clue what it means. I haven't got a clue at all. But
I did bump into V number 3 in Trafalgar Square.
All right. Okay. There you go. Well, and also Jeff on there says, has Dino smiled today? Well,
I'm still miserable as always. But it's been one of them days. But happy days, all good.
Well, I will say, I mean, you have been missed. I mean, we do get people on coming on the chat saying, "Can you not get Dino and Jack back on?" But we normally delete them before they go out because we don't want you getting too big for your boots. Terry,
Jack, have you left school now? Have you?
Just about, mate. Aye.
That's why he couldn't get in the bar.
Take a bit of a break. All the revision was getting too much for us, mate.
Passed the GCSEs, eh? Well done, lad.
Oh, I didn't pass anything, man.
He got his colouring in, his crayons, because he didn't go over the lines when he was colouring in. That's what he did. Thane's there. I don't think Thane's been on for a while. I don't know. He's saying hi to Jack and Dino.
From the past, that Thane.
Dino, you want in?
I was gonna say, Terry, Pig and Jack probably outrun you now. I've seen Jack. He's a bit of a fitness freak now these days.
Good.
I think he's coming for your title.
I wouldn't say fitness freak. I would just say freak.
I remember we played five-a-side football. He used to blow out of his arse, so hopefully he's better.
I used to struggle. Like,
listen, Emma's on there. I'm assuming she just got it. Emma took my equipment down for me, so she's got that in the car. So thanks, Emma, for that.
Where's Emma from? Wallsend?
No, she lives Stanley now, I think it is.
Well, you won't be getting that back.
Probably not.
She's a good one, Emma. She's a good one.
Yeah, my wife's on there. Last two good-looking lads on the channel. Me and you, Terry. Me and you, son about.
So also, you got you and Nash as.
Yeah. Coffee Goblin, Philly man, you thought would lose. I'll come on to it. I'll come on to it probably quicker than I was going to, because we got to sort of put it right here. Ollie saying championship, ole, ole, ole. Few people on the interviews yesterday were saying, and a lot of mags on my streams have been going, are you straight back down? And you'll be coming back down, you'll only last a year. Maybe so, but you know what? We'll have 200 million in the bank. So there you go. So, it can't be all bad. Right, let's get on to it. I don't know why I even doubted it. Well, I do. I mean, I'll quickly address this. When we played Wickham and we'd never won, I'd never seen them win at Wembley because it was COVID the first time and that. And on the morning, on my speaker, I put Shipyards on, Shipyards from the Sunderland Till I Die. And I put it on, and I started getting choked. And I thought, flipping heck, that never happened. And went and won against them.
Like that kind of thing, like Phil.
So yesterday, listen, I put it on, nothing. And I thought, something not right here. And I should have known all along, because I've had my yellow watch strap on all through this, and Terry hates it like this. And I knew where my yellow watch strap was going to be the lucky omen. But anyway, look, it's not sunk in with me yet. I woke up this morning. I thought I can't get. Dino's trying to get in first there. Terry, go on.
Well, for me, I think you're right. Feel how you feel. I didn't feel good about it. I spoke to Sheffield United fans. Them seem very optimistic, but I always say I'd rather have Sheffield in the final than Coventry. And we always had a chance to beat Sheffield in a one-off game. I just didn't think with Coventry. I just didn't think we would. I feel like we could beat Coventry, get past Coventry in the semis. But Sheffield, everyone would have loved Bristol City in the final, but we knew they weren't going to get past Sheffield. But Sheffield was the better chance of we going up. But I wasn't confident through the game, not when I seen the team.
Right, well, I'll bring you in just now, Terry. Main reason for me doubting it, and I thought I won't be burnt again. When Charlton scored that last-minute goal, that hurt me. I was in tears. I was like, I was a wreck. And I thought, I'm never going to put myself in that position again. So I chose to, expect the worst, hope for the best, really. So if we did get beat, I wasn't going to be in that sort of state. Naturally, I wanted us to win just because I was saying, I don't think we'll do it. I didn't feel like we was going to do it. It didn't mean I didn't want to win. Somebody on the comments said, well, you're saying that. So if we do win, don't you go celebrating and jumping about? Yeah, man, it's an opinion.
That's a silly mentality.
You know what I mean? Silly. It's like, so, Terry.
Well, you doubted the yellow strap for a reason. I don't know why you doubted the yellow strap. I did something.
Hey!
Why did you doubt it? Why did you even doubt it if you said thought it was lucky?
It was. I forgot I was wearing it. Sorry.
But you know what? I did something that I don't normally do. I wore my Tufts red and white shirt for the first time the Coventry home match, and we got to the final. So I made sure I wore it again for the final. So
but you're not superstitious.
No,
you got mad. You got mad at us when we say, "Oh, look, you're
very
the
occasion, I had to wear it.
Whoa,
I was walking to meet Wayne to find out where the car was before the match, and I got a bit lost. I ended up at this pub called The Arch, and there's the bookies outside.
Yes.
I thought, right, I'm going to go back Sunderland to win 2-1. I'm going to go back Sunderland to win 2-1. Me enter any time to score. So I danced the bookies. I had £2. I put 2-1 Sunderland. Me enter any time goal scorer. And the till wouldn't work, so I had to leave the bookies and not putting the bet on. Like, fucking bastard.
Right, listen, before I bring you in, Dino, I want to give a couple of mentions on the channel. John Swinney, keep the faith, Philly. Do you remember John Swinney, lads?
Yep.
New Zealand.
You don't know, do you?
No.
New Zealand.
Didn't he come on there?
Yes.
Didn't he come on before?
He did, yeah. Well, when we did the remote Trafalgar Square party when nobody could.
When I got pied by me dad.
Yes, fantastic.
Yes, good, and then something happened on the stream as well.
Well, also Emma says we won because she wore the same top as well, and Jobber at Badge, who I've got to give a mention because they do sponsor me now, so I'm happy about that. He's when they went down to Coventry for the first leg. They were in the car and he had his laddie in there and he hadn't realized he'd left his school shoes on. So, and we won down there. So Jobber said, right, you're wearing your school shoes for the second one. So he wore the school shoes and we won there. And then he's made him wear school shoes for Wembley as well because they were
I would not be happy if I was Jobber's son. Like,
oh, there you go.
Wearing these school shoes on my big day out.
Right, Dino.
See, all these superstitions, it's mad because Sheffield hadn't won a final in the last how many? 10 visits. But the team that would break that against would be us because we always seems to be the team where a player hasn't scored for about 5 years and then they score against us. We seem to be the team where everyone breaks their duck. But then we were sitting in the West End where everyone wins. It was mental. It was so many omens if you believe in all that. And it's just like, what do you do? Do you believe in it? Do you not?
Well, I interviewed a few Sheffield United fans, and they kept saying, "I'm there. Oh, we're not coming. Our record's terrible." And I said exactly that. I said, if anybody's going to break your duck, then it'll be us.
We're the boys to do it.
And Terry,
everybody believes in superstitions if it works.
Nah. So
if it doesn't work, people doubt it.
I wore the exact same outfit, the same Sunderland top, trainers, shorts, everything. For both the first leg, for the first leg, the away leg, the home leg, and the final. And I don't believe in superstitions whatsoever. It had nothing to do with the performance on the pitch. It was just the clothes I was wearing.
He just didn't have a washing machine to wash them.
Nah. I got nicked by Emma Hansen.
Listen, Taffy Mackham was on there. Remember Taffy Mackham, don't you?
Oh, wait, I got
it. Say hello to Taffy Mackham then.
No, Taffy.
There you go. Emma's on there. Ian says, hi, Emma. So everyone but you. There you go. Well, I interviewed Terry off the channel. Jacob was there. Emma, we did Emma. And Lee, who's on now, who comes on from Spain, came over from Spain. So I interviewed Lee as well. And then realised I hadn't my microphone receiver on, so I've got him on. I've got no sound on him, so I've had to apologise for that. But there was another family we did. So if you're watching, you're not on the vlog because of that reason, and I do apologise. Let's get.
Everyone was just really boring.
Listen, let's get into the bare bones of this then, right? First of all, I mean, it couldn't happen a better way. I mean, when I was interviewing people and we were doing score predictions, I was going last minute winner, and I kept saying, you know what the last minute winner against Coventry was like. Imagine if it was a last minute winner at Wembley, and I can't believe within the space of 10, 11 days, I've watched Sunderland for 50 years, and I've had two moments you'll never forget in the space of 2 weeks. So it's not sunk in yet. How did you celebrate then, Terry? What did you do last night? I mean, I know you was traveling, but did you do it when you got in?
I was just traveling home. I was just relaxing, chilling, having a nap, just sort my video out, do my vlog, just soaking up all the online interviews with the players and listening to Regis Labree's interview and just, it's just basically, it's hard for it to sink in. It's hard to believe that we've been out of the Premier League for 8 years and we're finally getting back in again after all the downs we've had. It's unbelievable. It's like, it's a total, like, sort of took you by surprise, It's like surreal, isn't it, really? Being back in the Premier League when you've struggled 5 games before the playoffs. This big master plan come to fruition. You just, what a way to end, like you say. You couldn't make it up. 2 victories in the last seconds of each of the games. If you had to write a script for some sort of super story,
you wouldn't have believed it, would you?
It was amazing, absolutely fun. And for Tommy Watson to score the final goal on his last kick of the game, he's going to the Premier League and he's taking Sunderland with him. It's brilliant.
I said as well, I said to me, mate, when he came on, and I was going to get on this because there was some booze around where I was sitting. I thought, if I don't agree with it anyway, but I thought at Wembley, when we need him, I thought, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, Philly, if it's anything to go by, Tom Lockyer, who played for Luton, came onto the pitch at half time
doing the CPR
to raise awareness and teach people how to do CPR to save someone's life in a crucial moment. And because he scored the goal in the playoffs that knocked us out 2 years ago, a lot of Sunderland fans decided to boo him. So that just shows that some people will just boo anything at all. Bloke coming on trying to save people's lives and raise awareness for a great cause, and that's how people treat him,
Well, listen, when that happened at half time and they played Staying Alive, because they do that for the beat of how you do it a lot. Me and my mates decided to start doing this, and then we sort of thought, shit, if the cameras pick you up, they say, look at them arseholes taking the big out. It's a life-saving moment. Listen, shout out to John Swinney over in New Zealand. He's joined as a member. You can become a member of the channel if you want, less than 50 pence a week, and it does help us out. Jeff on the chat says, Sheffield threw it away, mind. Tony Lee agrees with you. So pleased Wilder took their goal scorer Campbell off. He was a threat. Safi Mackham has stolen a bit of my glory here, because what I did last night, because we're good, and it's still not sank in, but I went on to Google. I thought, when are the fixtures out for the Premier League and that? And I've got it down here.
Didn't feel real, I think.
But he's anyway. Safi Mackham's put on there. 18th of June, 9 a.m. Get it in your diary. That's when they're out. When, we'll be looking for the mags as they will. Kieran Gale, can we have a round of applause for Kieran Gale, please? Thank you. He's joined as a member as well. Thank you very much for that.
We're there. Why didn't John Swinney get a round of applause? No, you still got John Swinney, did you?
Sorry, I didn't think you would travel to New Zealand, did I? Well done. See, that's what I miss. You keep us right, Dino. You run for 2 minutes and you think you run the channel.
He's been up to 18 now, actually.
Right. Yes, Terry.
He's still muted.
You're mute, Terry.
Keep it that way. Keep it that way. We don't want to hear it anymore.
Come on, then. What'd you say?
It's okay. I was going to say 18th of June's my birthday. I'm 40.
Shut up. 40, my ass.
Aye, right. Pension age.
Aye.
Retire, can you? You can retire, can you?
I know, I can. It's your birthday.
You're getting a card off the king, I think. Right.
Best game of the season against Liverpool.
Right.
You're getting his kick pension coming through soon.
Dino, I know you travelled straight back after the match. Did you go and have some beers when you got back or what?
I mean, most of our time was spent travelling because getting out of Wembley was a bit of a nightmare, getting on tubes and stuff like that. But I stayed at the bitter end, just standing there, just taking it all in, talking to fans near me, and just taking it all in, because I'm hoping that's going to be our last trip to Wembley for a while. Because we all hope that we'd like to stay up next season, but obviously it's going to be a bit of a hard task. But I don't want to do Wembley again. I'd rather go up top two. The Wembley kills us. But I want to ask you a question, if that's all right, Phil. So obviously,
right.
Well, go on, do what you're going to say.
No, go on. Yeah, it's all right.
Right, so obviously,
already.
We've been out of the Prem for 8 years, and everyone used to say the worst thing will happen to Sunderland. Has this not been the best 8 years for Sunderland, for us as fans of experience, just to have another 8 years in Premier League, just doing the same as what we've been doing? We've had a massive clear out, new owners, management, players. We've got a project. Has this not been the best 8 years getting out?
Clearly, you haven't been to Accrington Stanley and been rained on when there's been no reason.
I was there.
Right, listen, just very quick. I'll bring you in just now, Terry, because I know you went in. Emma says, love till the end, but Christ, yesterday they took the mick. Yeah, I get that. Also, Mick Griffiths, remember Mick Griffiths?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, he says you about not going to Wembley. Mick Griffiths says, what about the FA Cup next season?
Exactly, man.
No, do you really think we want to concentrate on cups? We want to concentrate on staying up. But can you answer the question? What do you think? Would you just prefer 8 years in the Prem?
Double figures for points next season.
Well, listen, when we was in the Prem and we started doing badly, it was no fun going to the stadium and wanting to get beat every week. And in a way, when we went down that first time, I thought, you know what, we're going to be in the Championship. We'll be winning. We'll be top of the league, and we got relegated again. So it was like, you know what I mean? It was daft. But
well, look at Luton. It's happened to Luton. And Luton got relegated, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
But in all fairness, all respect to Luton, the infrastructure and the size of the club and the fan base that we've already got is significantly bigger than theirs. Luton have spent the majority of their history in the lower divisions. We've spent the majority of our history kind of being a Premier League, second division kind of club. I think for me, I'll look back on kind of the League One and Championship years with a bit of a fondness. You know, there was always kind of a romantic side of, you know, doing the likes of Gillingham away where there's no roof, and Accrington Stanley and Shrewsbury, and playing Fleetwood at the Stadium Light, and, you know, being able to fit the entire way end and probably a decent sized minibus. But I think for me, one thing that's massively changed about the Premier League, and I'm sure we'll get onto this later in the show, that when we were in the Premier League before, yeah, there was a lot of money in it, but teams could get promoted from the Championship, not to be negative and put it down on things, and have a realistic good chance of staying up. But the difference in money now, in particular because of the parachute payments and the TV money between the two divisions, is just so drastic that now that we've spent so long outside of the Premier League and we're going back up, not what we're going to have to spend, what we're going to be allowed to spend because of PSR rules.
Yeah, that's true.
Going to be significantly less than anyone else. We're going to have to try and stay up above someone like West Ham or
Man United
or Man United or Spurs, or someone who just, even if they haven't got more money, they're allowed to spend more money. So I think we have come back up at a much more difficult point to what we left the Premier League in.
So is that yes or no? Was that best 8 years or not?
No, not really. But I do look back on it with, you know, fondness of, you know, going to Wembley so many times and, you know, taking over stadiums, going to the likes of MK Dons and having, you know, what was it? One of the fans they had.
But do you not think that I've lost my train of thought? Sorry, you answered the question. Go on.
Yeah, you kind of turn back time and you have to make do with what situation's being put in front of you. But personally, I'd rather not go back down to League One again. I'd rather stay up in the Championship or Premier League, and there's no reason why. You know, we had probably the one time over someone was saying the bottom half in our league wages is at the bottom half of the Championship, and we managed to get promoted. So there's no reason why we can't surprise the Premier League as well. You know, it all depends on what players they get in, how the players click, the head coach. You know, he's done wonders. Who even heard of Regis Labrie before the season started? Nobody. You know, so we don't know what money we're going to have. We don't know what investors we're going to have. We don't know, you know, the situation with the team itself. I think we can put up a good fight next season, personally.
Right. Okay. I'll bring you in just now. All right. We're going to try and get everybody in. I want to try and include the chat if I can. Emma quite rightly says we've already spent 20 million. I think we bought early. So my train of thought was it happens a lot when you go up the Premiership. Sometimes that first season can be your best season. Nobody really knows how you play and stuff like that. And a lot of teams have gone up and done that. Second season tends to be the hard one. I know last season the 3 went up straight back down.
And the season before that as well, 2 in a row.
Yeah, but right, Dino, you was wanting in.
Yeah, but Terry says that he doesn't want to go back down to League One. I mean, no one does, but I think that's what Sunderland needed. We were rotten to the core. Sure, it wasn't spending money. We're just rotten. We were signing players with no ambition. They were just coming to us and basically taking the piss like Metham and them said back in the day. We needed that League One, and look what it's given we. It's given we Wembley trips, cup. And now the Checker Trade wasn't a big cup, but it's given we days out we'll never forget. It's given we moments as fans. I mean, just staying in the Premier League just for the sake sick of staying in the Premier League, surviving every year, where we've had this for the last 8 years. I mean, Wembley 5 times in 6 years. I mean, what fan gets to do that? Not many, only the top teams.
Our lass has gone off it because, like, I've had to remortgage the house and everything, like, just to. So, just very quick, before I bring you in, Jack, just very quickly, I want to. Tony Leon there is on about man of the match. We're going to get onto that shortly if Dino will stop talking.
Yeah, sorry, man.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. And chucking in your own questions when I've spent all the time on the train putting this together, but it doesn't matter. Look, we like to get 100 likes on a Sunday, if you don't mind. We've got over 200 people on the stream. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up. It take you seconds to do that. But more so, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, just subscribe. It's free to do so. Hit that subscribe button, and that will help the channel out immensely. Jack, you as well.
Yeah. I don't know if this is something we're going to come on to later, but just when Terry was talking about how great of a job Labrise has done, I really hope next season, however things go, because I think regardless, it is going to be a long and hard season, regardless of whether it's a good or a bad one. It is going to be a long, hard season. There's going to be probably some bad results in there, bad runs of form. I really hope whatever happens that we keep him. I like Ipswich have kept Kieran McKenna. He was the man who brought Ipswich to the Premier League in the first place. He understands the club, players, and the squad inside out. And I think if we are to go down, which I really hope we don't, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more, I've got full confidence he is the best candidate to bring us back up into the Premier League again. He's taken on a massive task, and I just hope that we don't knee-jerk reaction if we start the season badly, get rid of him, bring someone else in, and all that progress that Dino was talking about over those last few years of going down to League One and stuff has been for nothing because we're back in the same situation. We've got a great guy in charge, and I just hope whatever happens, we stick with him.
Right, well, I'll bring you in just now, Dino, because obviously you want most of the limelight tonight. No.
He does like.
He's like.
I'll get him off if you want. I'll get him.
Oh!
Well, handbags over here.
Right. Oh, go on, Dino. Go on. Say what you're going to say.
Let Terry's going to say something funny. Go on, Terry.
It seems as if Dino's missed the show. If you come back on next week as well. I mean, next time we start the new season.
Yeah, listen.
But
Danny D on the. Let me do a couple of chats down here. Danny D says Job will go, so we need his replacement. I mean, there's talk of him going to Borussia Dortmund, I believe in that, but how true that is, I don't know. Kieran Gale says, I think we should try and get Jordan Henderson. Who knows? John Swinney says, Premier League brings back the derby games. And yeah, there is that thing, I hope we can stay up. Even if it's fourth bottom, I hope we can stay up. I really do. But if we don't, go and getting 200 million and parachute payments and all it surely puts us in a stronger position in the championship than it has been this season, and for the seasons before. So that's got to be a good thing. I'll bring in after I've done this, Dino, because obviously it's the Dino show tonight. Ian Donaldson says, away the lads, and he's donated £2 via the super chat. Can we have a round of applause for Ian Donaldson? There you go. Woo!
I want 10% of that, please. I want 10% of that.
All right, there you go. Right. Dino.
I just want to reiterate what Jack said. I think Jack's totally right. I think we shouldn't do what we always seem to do when a manager's doing badly, and we're going to do badly next season unless the team shocks. Do not get rid of Reggie. There's no point. Again, like Jack said, it will undo everything he's done. It's going to be a hard season. We all know that. Let's not shout at the rafters, we want Reggie out. Let's not shout for Krill, get him out, because they've both done great jobs. It took a lot longer to get to the Prem than we wanted, but we don't. People say, it feels like entitlement. What's the word everyone says? We deserve it. No team deserves anything. You've got to earn it. We've earned it now. Now we've got to keep earning. We don't deserve anything. You've got to earn it, and hopefully we earn it next season to stay up.
Right, okay. SJ says, someone who thinks it's ITK on Twitter. What's that mean, Terry?
In the know.
Oh, are we, man? I was going to say how old Terry actually.
Sorry, I didn't hear you say Terry. Ignore me.
Jack, wouldn't have a clue.
All right.
It's just Dino has had so much airtime this evening. I just thought if I don't get a word in now, the live stream's going to finish and people aren't even going to realise I was here.
Right, listen, SJ says somebody in the know, well, thinks they're in the know on Twitter, reckons Job has already gone. Miles Percival says he agrees with me because his wife has told him no more Wembley weekends for a long time because the pension book is crying out. You use your pension book, don't you, Terry, when you go down to Wembley?
All the time, mate. All the time since 1962.
Daddy D said I would sell Neil and Roberts. Emma's comment yesterday on the fan cams was, Dino, are you playing on a game there?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk, so I might as well do so.
He's not taking very well, like I
said. Emma's comment about Neil thinks he was wearing somebody else's boots yesterday. Somebody saying bring back Ahmad. Ahmad loves Sunderland, would love to see him back, but you know he's in the Man United team now, and you know what I mean. So I know they've done crap this season, but you know there's probably more
one of the best players. Though.
League. Right, listen.
Before, didn't they?
Yeah, well, listen. Before
I was watching Sky Sports going, oh, it looks like the Mags are going to drop out the Champions League as well.
Oh,
and then
they were.
Ahmad has to go and ruin it and score a goal and cause Villa to get beat.
Well, I bet Jordan Pickford enjoyed today after yesterday, and then going up there and
Ahmad all for nothing because of Ahmad.
Right, listen. I want to.
Only joking, Ahmad.
I just want to read this out, and then I'll go on to another. I'll go on to another topic. I just want to say a massive, massive well done to the club. The marketing team for this has just had everything spot on, right?
Yeah.
The till the end slogan, brilliant, plastered everywhere and stuff like that. The flags yesterday just looked amazing. I mean, I know I've seen it on the telly. It doesn't quite look as good on the telly as when you was there, but the red and white flags and stuff like that. And we were saying, you know, they've done this. Did you see Sheffield United scarves? And it had no effect at all, honestly. It was like, so all that, the T4s and everything. And all through this campaign, they've had it absolutely spot on. And we've criticised the club in the past for different things where they've not got it right. But when they get it right, it's definitely worth a mention. And I just thought they had everything spot on. Go on, Dino.
It's like when we played Newcastle in the cup and the madness of like when they decorated and everyone went mental, and then you look at till the end, the tifo with a black cat, and then it's just mad how we score in the last minute of extra time in the Coventry game, and then we score within minutes to go in the final. Just till the end is like probably Sunderland's biggest slogan now. You couldn't write it. It's movie stuff. It's mental.
I mean, the one who authorised the painting of the Black Cats has got sacked anyway when it was the can't remember what his name was, but quite rightly, I mean, what was that idea? Even thinking that, Terry?
Yeah, they've definitely learned from the mistakes and they've pulled all the stops out of this playoff campaign. And like you said, 10 out of 10, the marketing's been superb, absolutely superb.
Yeah, John, I'll bring you in just now, Jack. Hang on. John Swinney says flags looked amazing on TV before kickoff. They were, like I said, because you wasn't there, John. Like I've seen it on TV and it looks all right, but when you was there, they seemed a lot brighter. And now whether that's because you was in amongst it or whatever, but it was tremendous. Jack.
Yeah, again, just to reiterate, the club have got a lot of things wrong over the last few years when it comes to things like decorating the bar for the Newcastle fans when we played them in the cup and things like that. So it's nice to give them credit when they get things right. I mean, they even went as far as to have some of the boards in King's Cross Station with till the end on. There was the night before at Trafalgar Square, there was like a
driving around the van.
Little van popped up with till the end on. Everyone who was there kind of got it and understood what till the end meant. Even people who aren't particularly tech savvy and don't spend a great deal of time on the internet and stuff. So I think they've done a really good job at rallying everyone together, and those little things I think do make the difference.
And the way it ended, I mean, because had we not got to Wembley, the till the end, you know, a nice slogan, but it had more significance because of and how it ended, 95th minute till the end. You know what I mean? It just, everything fell into place and worked. So, you know, hats off to the club. They massively got that right. And in every department, I didn't see anywhere where they'd let themselves down at all. So, right, well, question I want to put here. We've got over 100 likes anyway, so we'll try and go for 200 if we can. 235 on the stream at the moment. Hit the thumbs up, do that for us. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It's free to do so. Right. Turning point in the game yesterday was when they went 2-0 up, right? So they went up. Now, I knew before they were going to use VAR because we talked about it on this show. But for some reason, I totally forgot about it, right? So they'd scored 2-0. I'm saying to me, mate, I'm going, we're not going to score 3. We've hardly scored, you know, we've been scoring like 1 goal and stuff like that. I said, that's it, it's game over. And then all of a sudden it flashes up, you know, VAR, possible offside, I thought. So that was the turning point. I think we'll all agree on that because it was probably game over at that stud. So VAR, we're going to have to get used to it. Now we're in the Premier League. We've not been used to it. And like when the referee did his, you know, and there was a little cheer, because we didn't know how to react, because we're all like, what does that mean? Does that mean he's, you know, he's disallowed the goal or what? We're all like, you know, and then of course he came on the mic and said that, and it worked out for us. So it's going to be a thing we're going to have in the Premier League. All right. Do you love it or do you hate it? Terry, I'll let you straight in there. Go on.
Yeah, I like it. I knew yesterday as soon as he scored the goal, I was right behind the goal. I thought there's a lot of bodies in the box, a lot of interference. It could be offside. I could be fingers crossed. I says, Wincy, I hope this fucking VAR works on our favour, because I knew they would look at the goal situation. As soon as he sent to the monitor, 99 times out of 100, I would say, he overturned the decision. Yeah. And I thought, yes, this is only 1-0, you know. I think personally, though, the turning point was the halftime team talk. Whatever Regis Labrie said at halftime, and it worked wonders, because we came out a different side to me, and he got them substitutions spot on.
Yeah, definitely. I do. I agree with you. But I don't know. I mean, when I interviewed the fans after the game. By the way, we've got the fan cam vlog is on the channel. If you've not seen it yet, see what the fans said when they came out. A lot don't like it. You know, I was loving it, but I was only loving it because it went our way. And I did also know, because I've seen it enough on the telly, when he went over to the screen to look at himself, there was a cheer went up. And I know, like you said, Terry, 9 times out of 10, when they go and have a look at it, they overturn the decision. Dino, this might be a shock to Jack and Terry here, but Dino wants in again. Dino.
I totally agree with Terry. I don't think it was the halftime team talk. I think it was the change in formation. I think going 4-4-2, change it up. I still feel like we came out slow in the second half. But with the VAR, I was slating it at the start.
You say that you think second half we came out quite slow. It was until the substitutions.
It was until we went 4-4-2, until we got big off.
Within 90 seconds of the second half kicking off, I said, this is going to be a different half and we're going to get a goal at some point. They might get one, but we'll definitely get one.
Well, that's fair enough. But with the VAR, I slagged it off. I went, I don't want VAR in here because it will fuck somebody over, because it normally tends to do it. And to be fair, if VAR wasn't used, do you think the referee would have seen the offside? Because it is. No. It is.
No, it wouldn't have done.
Right? So it came in our favour.
There's never in a million years that would have been disallowed. I mean, yes, of course, he was offside position. He was seen to be obstructing the goalkeeper's view. But let's be fair, how many people in the stadium would have genuinely said that was offside and that goal should have been disallowed? Yeah. The benefit of VAR is it gives you that opportunity to sit and look back and actually see those things. I mean, I missed the goal. I was in the toilet at the time anyway. But watching it back, my first reaction wouldn't have been offside. He should have been disallowed.
No.
It would have just been.
Well, I thought it was game over when done that. I mean, Terry, you was probably in a better position than I was. You was up behind, probably could have.
I just thought Patterson was playing well. He just didn't. He was totally blindsided. You could see he never knew where the ball was. He was somebody ran in front of him from an offside position. I just thought there was something in it. I really did. I thought this has got a good chance of being overturned, this bugger.
Yeah, when you see it on the telly, you can see exactly why it was overturned.
initial first time reaction, everything happening at real match speed, I don't think the officials would have actually picked up anything.
No.
Because you've got someone sat with all the screens and they can slow it down, that look at different angles, then, you know, then they can kind of actually go, oh, let's have a look at that. And that's when you get those moments. But I think for me, it was a stroke of good fortune that got disallowed and VAR came in our favour. Because I think for me, when that goal went in, I wasn't thinking that's game over. I thought, how many goals is this going to be? You know, the world's watching, millions of people, the most expensive game in football, they call it. And I thought, it's 2-0. I thought this is going to go from bad to worse. Not only are we not going to have a chance of winning, it could have been a rout out.
Right. Well, love it or hate it, and whether, you know, it's going to change how we watch a game now, because, you know, there will be stop-y started, and you know, teams who've been in the Premier since it's been introduced, you know, we'll get used. I mean, the longer we're in the Premier, we'll get used to watching a game like that. Just very quickly on here, it's starting to get a bit silly on the chat. Europe by Easter, apparently they're saying. They're saying league title by Easter. Somebody else is saying win a treble, Prem, FA Cup and EFL Cup, apparently. And we've got to give a shout out to Lee, who comes on the channel down here. He's just put in the chat, almost home, because he's had to go back to Spain. So, to be honest, I've only been in the house. I've not been in the house an hour, and I've only come from London. So it was great for me.
I think that Up by East has taken the piss out of you, because you used to say we're going to be Up by East every season.
Dean, do I look like? Hang on, just let me.
You do look a bit. You look like you didn't even know what he was talking about.
Let's keep it that way.
I hope I've got no lip readers in there. So there you go. Right. Oh, I tell you, I know it's a bit off track here, but I had to be at the hotel by 12, and my train wasn't until 10 to 2. So I thought I'll send Karen some photos. So I went to Piccadilly Circus. I went sightseeing, photo that.
Oh, not them photos.
Yeah. And did all that, and I thought, right, I've got like half an hour. I'll jump on the tube at Leicester Square. I get the Piccadilly line up to King's Cross. I'm in bags of time. Goes to Leicester Square, Piccadilly line closed, right? No direct lines to King's Cross. So I mistook St Pancras, which is next to King's Cross, for Euston. So I thought, I'll get on the Northern line, I'll go to Euston, and I'll just nip across. I get to Euston, I put the directions on my phone, and it was like 13-minute walk. When my train left in like 13 minutes, I had to run. It was over a mile or something. I was sweating like because it was hot down there. And I got in, and the train was delayed 25 minutes. I was like, there you go. Anyway, look.
Typical man.
Have we done everybody on Love It or Hate It or what?
Just Jack in it? Is it Jack?
Yeah, go on, Jack.
I think for me, overall, it's a positive. Ask me that in a year's time, and I might have a different opinion after having that there. Tolerated for a year, the doubt of have we scored, have we not scored, but ultimately yesterday it saved our bacon, and it did catch something out which genuinely was offside and obstructing play. But I don't think anyone in the stadium would have really instinctually have said offside should have been disallowed. So I think for me, I think it is a positive thing, but overall, it'll probably hinder us more than it'll help us next year.
Well,
especially with the likes of 09 and stuff. When you're coming up against teams that are better than you, typically you're the one trying to slow the game down, and little elbows in the back and little things that the ref can't see. And you know, it was probably a good thing that 09 had to come off when he did and didn't have to play 90 minutes with VAR, because he probably would have.
Yeah, right. Well, look, I interviewed somebody and they said, and he went, I don't like it. He said it went our way today. He said, but you can guarantee in the Premier that you're going to get somewhat and not going to go your way.
More often than not in the Premier League, it'll harm us than it'll aid us, because we'll probably be playing dirty tactics, which is what you do when you come up against a team. That's
right. I'll get you in just now, Terry. I want to try and bring some of these the chat in. Emma's saying typical Sunderland. I said it'd be mate. I hope second half Sunderland come out, and fortunately, second half Sunderland did come out. Stephen Clark on the chat says VAR is better than the crap refs in the Championship decisions we've had for 8 seasons. You know, fair enough. And like I said, I think we all know it'll. You know, some will go our way, some won't. Coffee Goblin, did anyone down there get a video of Philly running? I hope not, because my tits are bigger than our last. So they were like all over the place, you know.
I'd take some doing that, Phil.
Oh, well, yeah. Terry, you was trying to steal Dino's limelight there.
Does everybody honestly think that Luke O'Nien will be starting in the Premier League next season?
Somebody put on. Wait, no, I don't think so. And I am going to come on to this, so we'll try and squeeze that in. Somebody did put on the chat earlier. I read, looking forward to Luke O'Nien's antics in the Premier against Haaland and stuff like that.
No,
but
I think he'll be demoted as sort of squad player if he's.
Yeah, well, it was. I think did we have that conversation over breakfast the other day? Was it you who said about Luke O'Nien would probably be I was talking to somebody about who we thought what players would make the Premier League and what would, and somebody said
he's really passionate and he's good for team morale. But I think overall, going forward, we'll need probably a stronger defender there to play the majority of the season in the Premier League. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
Right, okay. Look, James SAFC Ramsey says looking forward to Everton away next year because they've got the new stadium. Again, this will come as a shock to us three and possibly the viewers. But Dino wants in again.
I don't get why Luke O'Nien gets all this hate. You know, people are saying he's not a defender, but he's just
nobody hates him. Nobody hates him. It's only opinions.
The stick he gets is so unwarranted. Don't forget, this bloke came from non-league at 19-year-old. He got released. He went to Wickham, got promoted with Wickham to League 2, then came to us, had an absolute shocking time. And then he's adjusted. He's centre back. He can't be that bad if Metham and Ballard can't play together and they can only play when he's injured.
Nobody's saying he's that bad. Nobody's saying he's that bad.
You're basically saying that he's not good enough for the Prem. Let's be fair. Most of these players aren't good enough for the Prem.
If we realistically want to survive in the Premier League, we can't play the same 11 as we're playing now. Simple as.
Yeah,
it's only a handful you could actually say.
We're going to have to. We all love players and like players, and we don't hate them. We just have an opinion, basically saying if we want to do better, we've got to improve the squad. So if you improve the squad, eventually at some point, players are going to get to a certain age, like Luke O'Nien getting to his 30s, they become a squad player, and eventually they'll be released. Players do that over the years. All the players that have come to Sunderland over the years eventually move on or get released.
Why do people think Luke O'Nien can't play in the Prem? People said he couldn't play centre-back. He's remained centre-back. He's played the most games. He's a leader. I just don't get it. People say he can't use his left foot. Now he can use both feet. Anytime he gets criticised, he always ups his game. And yeah, he's going to be coming up against players like Haaland and stuff like that. But so is everybody else.
He is a leader.
There's no hatred. It's like Terry said.
Not in hatred, but it's the
you said the word hate.
You did say hate.
People do my brain in when you say that because you have a different opinion than someone says, I hate when people say that. Like,
no. I hate it personally when people just like don't rate him at all. Yeah, he's not the best player in the world.
It's not, Dino. It's not we don't rate him. It's just that we're saying by the time we go to the Premier League and we're playing against much better defenders, you just need that little bit of extra quality. And I think O'Nien gets a lot out of his tactical awareness, and he's the more agile out of the three centre-halves. Metham and Ballard, for me, are both individually better defenders than him.
But don't forget, we haven't got Metham next season. We don't have Metham next
season. But we might want to sign him. But
somebody wants to say hello to Jack and Dino.
Colin, I was in the middle of my point there, actually, so you can put Colin down.
Oh, go on. Listen, the thing is, go on then, do it, and then I'll forget what I was going to ask Dino.
Ballard and Metham are both individually better quality centre-halves than O'Nien, but the problem with playing them together is because they're both quite slow and clunky, you need someone like O'Nien who's a little bit quicker, a little bit more agile, just to cover that distance, especially when the balls go over the top. Like we saw with their goal yesterday, the guy who scored the goal was running through the middle completely unmarked. Metham was completely ignorant of him being there. O'Nien with them being a little bit quicker might have been able to get over and do something about that. And as well, with us going and playing in VAR consistently week in, week out, O'Nien makes up for his lack of being a natural defender by doing things like fouling and getting away with, which we love him for.
Right.
But if he's going to be getting watched like a hawk 24/7 I'm not 100% sure.
Are you saying that Luke O'Nine's still not a centre defender? He's played there for the last 3 to 4 seasons. Why are people still saying he's not a centre back?
I didn't say he was
a centre back now.
His position is a centre half, 100%, and he's a good centre half for a top end Championship team. If we go to the Premier League, however, I've got a lot of doubts. That's all.
Because he's not used to having VAR now. VAR's there. Do you not think he's going to be told, keep your hands down? Stuff like he's not going to do the same stuff he could get away with the Championship League one.
But so much of his game revolves around fouling players and getting away with it. It's like what John O'Shea used to do. O'Shea, when he lost his legs and he lost his pace, O'Shea was constantly pulling shirts, pulling players down. It was like wrestling half the time because he had to do something to make up for the fact that if a ball went over the top, he couldn't compete and run. But with VAR, you wouldn't be able to do that. It's changing. Right,
listen, I've got to cut because we're running out of time. Terry, I'll let you in. Be quick, and then I can get onto this. Go on.
Luke O'Nine's a leader. He's very passionate and he loves the club and the fans love Luke O'Nine. But at some point, if we want to progress to the next level, in my opinion, I just think he'll fall a little bit short in the Premier League. That's just my opinion.
I agree with Terry said that.
But I hope he proves us wrong.
Right, I agree. First of all, with Steels McD on the chat says Philly's lost control. Yes, I have. I also agree with Mick Griffiths because I was going to say the only way to resolve this between Terry and Dino is to have a fight. Definitely, you've got to do that. And if I remember right, it's been a while since Dino's been on, but I do remember that one of your favourite sayings was that you didn't have to respect someone's opinion.
You technically don't. If I say that's white, no, you don't, right? So if someone says that's white, and then someone says that's blue, you've got to respect them
that's
not
an opinion, though. That's someone disagreeing with the fact.
Yeah, no. Listen, the thing is, it doesn't mean just because they're wrong and you're right. You've got to respect.
Not saying I'm right.
What I'm saying is you've got to respect their opinion, even if it's as weird as the world.
Have to respect your opinion. If you think Keir Starmer is a good bloke and a nice bloke, I do not have to respect your opinion on that. Give me an example. You don't have to respect.
We're not doing politics after one of the best days of our lives.
I'm giving you the best example I can give you.
I don't want that example. I don't want Dino, if you let somebody else talk, we might get a couple of more points in here. All right. Just
in the private chat for a second.
All right. Get on your Game Boy. Right, listen. KTM referring to Luke O'Nine says VR Dino, he thinks he's in the WWE when he's defending corners. So that's a pretty fair point. So we nearly give
all the love and respect to O'Nine. He has been with us since we were in the absolute pits. He's stuck with us. He's came in clutch in so many big moments. He's played a massive part in both our promotions. Every single season, for me, it seems like we sign someone that goes, oh, well, that means that O'Nine's out the team, or that means O'Nine's on the bench. And every single season, he proves us wrong. And he's been a massive part of what's been this club's return back to the Premier League. So for all me and Terry saying we have doubts about him, all the love and respect for him, and watching him be there and be with us when we get promoted, even though, of course, he came off after a minute, for me, made me the most emotional with seeing him, because he's been.
He wanted it more than anybody. Right, let me quickly jump in. I'm going to have to read them out because I haven't had time to delete them, so he's probably already seen them. But Ian Curry says, Dino bringing life back to SAFC Fan TV. God, missed him. Ian saying, go on, Dino. There's more down here where we got
quite like KTM saying Dino turning this into the Jeremy Kyle show.
Yeah. Rooster Coburn loving this cracking show. Welcome back, Dino. There's no mentioning you, Jack, on this. I'm sorry, mate. Trevor Dudden, Dino. Oh, for goodness sake, man. I tell you, he stole the show. Right, listen.
We need him back next season. We need Dino back next season.
Yes, we do. What about Jack, though?
I'm not as divisive. I don't divide opinions as much.
Right, listen.
Five-side football team going again, though. That's what we need.
Listen,
look at the chat for 2 seconds, will you, and just have a look.
Right, listen. we've got like 5 minutes left. I've got.
Oh, look in the private chat.
Listen, man, I've not seen my wife all weekend. I've
Get her on.
I've been in 40 minutes, and I've come straight on here. I'll be getting a divorce. I'll stay on a bit longer. I hope she's not. Right, listen. Loads I'm not going to get in. It infuriated me.
Just do another 10, 15 minutes.
No, away, man. It's not far an hour, lass. She's not well, you know. I mean, away. Goodness sake. Listen, Jack has a Lafayette tash. Says down there.
Yeah. I've had this much longer than Lafayette's been here. This is
Ian Curry says, is that Jack Dodds? Yes, it is Jack Dodds. Coffee Goblin says, overtime, Philly. Oh, you're not taking my wife's health into consideration at all here.
I apologise.
Right.
Yeah,
so, stuff I'm not going to get on. I don't want you to comment on it. It infuriated me, the empty seats in the Sheffield United end when so many Sunderland fans could not get tickets. They absolutely boiled me piss, for want of a better thing. Right. 2 things I want to try and get in. First of all, we'll keep it sweet. Man of the match, Terry.
Patterson in goal. 2 fantastic saves. If it wasn't for him, we would be behind by further. And I think those saves as good as a goal, aren't they, to be honest?
Yeah, fantastic saves. Really, really did. I must admit, I thought Ballard was up there. I thought he had a great game. Jack?
I did think Patterson made a good save in the beginning, but I did find it strange when he got given man of the match. For me, if a keeper gets given man of the match, that paints a picture that he's been constantly digging his team out.
But what about... Have you not seen the save with his legs, though?
Yeah, but I mean, he did technically dive the wrong way. I think for me, I did feel like after half time, whatever Lebris had said in the dressing room had turned the game over and we were performing better again. But when he brought Roberts on, I think it was 57, 58 minutes or so, we just went up another notch. We went from a 4 out of 10 in the first half to a 7, and Roberts came on, went to 8 or 9. He gave us someone to give the ball to, someone to release the ball to, and it said a lot that every time he got the ball, they kept fouling him. They kept going 3 or 4 up on him. He keeps his cool and he's calm. And I've slated him a lot over the last couple of years for his lack of end product, but he was amazing yesterday. And I think in a nervous team,
when I said keep it brief, short and sweet, you know.
I wanted to get my point across, Phil. You know.
Right. Okay. No bother. Lots of different things coming in. Pato, Tony Lee thinks he's funny because Tony Lee's known me, a good amount of years, and he says another divorce, which yes, if you know my past history of wives, you'll know about that. This one's for the Wokies who are watching in. Stephen Amos says, Philly, tell the wife to get the dinner on. Right, okay. Fair enough. Do you know man of the match?
I agree with Jack's point. At first, I didn't think Pato deserved it. I didn't think anyone deserved it. I didn't think anyone really stood out apart from the 2 goals. But when I look back at the highlights, the first save, don't know how he saved that. Unbelievable. It was behind him. And then even the second save, that could have been game over if that went in. So, yeah, I think looking back, Pato deserved it. Even though at the time I didn't think he did. But with rewatching it, definitely Pato.
Right, okay. Quickly, John Nesbitt says the empty seats were Wembley members. Yes, but the thing is, they sold them. And what they also did was those seats were sold in the Sunderland end, those seats were £600. All right. In the Sheffield United end, they were £200, which makes it even worse that theirs were empty. So, because none of ours were empty. So,
and as well, Sheffield United had more on the top where the divider is at Wembley as well. I know loads of Sunderland fans that would have killed a full block, really, more or less, that would have killed to buy those tickets. So it was a real shame as well. Right,
okay, listen, one thing I want to try and get it, I mean, I'm out of time, so I'll try and, I'll call my wife saying, oh, no, I was on time. It is just this thing about Premier League now, where they're, which players in the team now will make the Premier League side, you know. How many is there? I mean, have we got a good number? Is it just going to be 1 or 2, and we're going to have to really go for it? Go on, Jack.
So for me, the ones I'm dead certain on: Hume, Ballard, Job, Lafay. I'm not saying the rest of them can't be part of the squad, but in terms of being an out-and-out starter every week, those are the only ones that I've got much faith in.
Right, okay. Dino?
For me, all of them deserve to have their day in the Premier League. We can't make 11 signings. We're going to have to try and get a few heads in there to try and help the team. But for me, every single one of them deserves it.
Look at what Nottingham Forest did, though, how many signings they made, and that's worked out well for them.
Right, okay. Somebody's just put on the chat here. Strange how everyone predicted 2-1, apparently. And I know I changed my mind, but when we did the show last week, Terry, you predicted a 2-1 win. Emma predicted a 2-1 win. And I predicted a 2-1 win as well. So there you go. That's
and that was before you predicted a 2-1 defeat.
Yeah, but no. The thing is, that was because I woke up that morning and I had that thing with the shipyards. That's all. I had a funny feeling. That's all it was. And I didn't want them to get beat.
Superstitious, Phil.
I was extra proud of myself predicting the score first as well. I didn't put a bloody bet on. I was good at it.
Well, you did. To be fair, Terry, you did say that Sheffield United will go 1-up first, and then we'll come back and win it 2-1. So you was pretty spot on. Shame you didn't put any money on it, but there you go.
I tried, but the bookies were shite.
Dino, have we asked you what players would make the Premier team?
It was just Terry.
Everyone.
It's just Terry.
The question and said everyone.
Terry.
I didn't.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to give it a few weeks before I have my opinions on that because it seems a shame to sort of put a downer on what's happened so far over this weekend. Let's just keep it positive for the moment. I do want to wish Luke O'Neill a speedy recovery. I hope that's not like a bad injury and that he gets fit soon. But yeah, it's just been a fantastic weekend. And I honestly, I do think the way I was listening to Job yesterday, it kind of comes across like he might go the same route as his brother. That's just the feeling I get. I hope he stays, but I just got a feeling that was his last game. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a feeling that regardless of what happened, it was always going to be in the plan. Hopefully now we're going up. We'll stick about.
Let me get in the chat just before we go because people have been kind enough to put their opinions in there. SJ said Forest spent over 100 million, and we won't do that. Conrad, Tank, Hume, Sirkin, Ballard, Job, Mundell, Pato, Lefay. They're saying Forest spent nearly 200 million on 2 squads. Steels McD says, how does no one think Mienda won't play in the Premiership? I'll pass that round to you quickly. Just a quick one. Terry, you agree with that? Jack?
Yes, he's one of my favourite players. He's at the end of the day, I think he's brilliant. I just love the way he plays. I love the way he turns and runs with the ball and just shugs players off with his strength and his skill. And I think
he does what the players.
He's got more improvement. In the middle of the park, back to goal, he turns on a sixpence. He gets away from the defenders. He shows his strength. Players can't get the ball off him, man. I think it's brilliant.
Keep it brief, man. Our last is waiting. And he hit Sam Fender. Exactly. So there you go.
That is the most important thing. But no, with Mienda, he's physical, he's quick, he's really good at running with the ball. He's a good goal scorer. He scores with both feet. So 100%, he'd definitely be part of the squad in terms of the Premier League. But I think just with the lack of possession that we're going to have, I think we could do with someone who's maybe a little bit more of a physical presence and someone who's a little bit bigger. Not that I think we'd be able to sign him, but someone a bit like Liam Delap, I think would just give us a bit more of a chance in games where we're not going to have much of the ball. So Mienda's still part of the squad, but I probably wouldn't have him in the start 11.
Thanks for keeping it brief, Jack. Keep it brief, Dino.
For me, I think Mienda's been the most improved player out of everybody. Couldn't even get his game for Hibs last season, and he's just come on leaps and bounds. He's got confidence. For me, you give him a go. He's got pace. If you've got pace, you've got a chance. If you're not pace, you've got no chance. And he's got pace, so give him a chance. Yeah, I think he's good. I think he'll be good. All right.
You know what? He gets the club as well. He gets the fans. That's what he gets. It's amazing interaction with the fans. I love it.
Right, listen, just very quickly, Coffee Goblin says, give Dino and Jack a late night show on SAFC Fan TV after dark. Coffee Goblin, it's taken us the best part of 3 years to get them to come on for one show. Honestly, I've been bending the lugs and everything. Oh, no, I'm busy.
He asked us once.
Jack walks everywhere. He's in love and all that. There's no. obviously Dino's not in love, but that's no surprise to anybody really. But listen, lads, I do appreciate you coming on. It's been great to have you back on for this, and don't leave it too long. You're welcome to come back on anytime you want, and it's
you've got your regulars, you've got your Emmas, you've got Wayne, you've got your regulars.
But they're rubbish, to be honest. You know what I mean? No, listen, Emma and Lee and Jacob and all our regulars. Have I missed anybody else off? Mike, sorry, Mike. Oh, and Conrad, flipping it, man. There you go. So, listen, you're welcome back on anytime you want. I'm 5 minutes over. Our lass is going to be spare. I've got to go and make a tea and everything. Tell
Kaz I'm sorry for keeping you on a bit later.
Well, there you go. Right.
It is mainly your fault.
Do you know what the worst thing is? We didn't even get to talk about the game.
I know.
I've been on the train coming up with all different points of the game and all that. But listen, I think there's no doubt on that.
Tuesday thing in it. That's a Tuesday or Thursday show.
This weekend has just been. I mean, like I said, I've followed them for 50 years, and I like and it's up there in the top 5, definitely. Oh well, the yellow strap. I mean, I'm not gonna wash.
Shout out about the yellow strap, man.
So so it's been great. I mean, Sunderland fans everywhere, and I'm sure everybody's the same. When after that first half, we thought this is not working, and when they came out, and I agree, Terry, whatever he said at half time and all that, they went for it, and it was, and because of their record of never winning in a playoff, I think when we start doing that, I think they shit themselves. Is what happened. I reckon they panicked and and didn't have it.
I will still say that going 2 up front, changing the formation instead of going to 4-5-1, going to 4-4-2, change the game completely because we had pace, we could press them. I think the change in formation just absolutely killed them.
I think for me, the first half, the atmosphere in the stands and the players on the pitch just absolutely reeked of everyone being incredibly nervous. The atmosphere was, it was terrible, really. And the performance on the pitch was just about the same. And, you could see even just sort of 15, 20-yard passes.
Sorry, Jack. Terry's on the phone to Samaritans after spending an hour with you two down here. So
it's Karen. She says, tell Phil to get that bloody internet.
I'll have to suspend my opinions for later.
Listen, I've got to go, honestly. Thanks, lads, for coming on. Terry, thanks, I know, because you've only, you've been travelling. Well, we've all been down there. We've all had a busy day, but it's been great for every Sunderland fan. We're back in the Premier League. And, if we come back down, we don't want to go down. There's 200 million in the bank. We'll put us in a stronger position, for any seasons down there. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. For hitting the like button. We've had good numbers. Thanks to you for that. We are going to have a summer break now, though, obviously, because there's not really to talk about. But we'll come back before the season starts and when we've got new signings and things like that.
There's plenty of things to talk about, Phil. If you'd let us, we'd be here until about 10 o'clock, I think, with Dino on the show.
But listen.
Arrange another show for these two and some other ones to come on. I'm sure they'll have a good crack on.
Well, I don't mind them doing that, but I don't think they want to commit to that. So, like I said, Jackson.
I would love to. It's just time in it.
I work shifts.
I'm always working or thinking something else.
What, with your girlfriend?
Well, sometimes, or
nah.
It's just fitting everything in, man. I'm an adult.
You know what would be great? Back at the was it the Hastings Hill? All four were at a table.
Yeah, live. Yeah, they were great. We're all together.
You know what? Karen's sitting
then again, the four of us fitting on one table. You with not much space.
When we used to feel each other's knees under the table and all that was all great. And Terry wouldn't play the game because he was all a manly man. So he wasn't a modern man. Right, listen, I've got to go, man. Honestly, listen. Thanks for tuning in. We are going to have a summer break, so please, we'll try and put some bits on the channel for you as well to keep you going through the summer. So it's just a kiss saying bye. Everybody will be back, and we'll be in the Premier League. We'll come back before the season starts, and we'll talk about signings.
Where will we be? Where?
We'll be in the Premier League.
Hey.
Premier League. We are Premier League.
We
So there you
are
go.
Premier League. Say we are Premier
Oh,
League.
Dino, you're out of tune, man. Oh,
I'll mute myself. I'll mute myself.
Right, listen, Terry, just say bye to everybody, would you?
I want to say goodbye to everybody. Enjoy your summer. And thank you, Jack Dean, for being on the channel. Absolutely fantastic. Seeing us back on again.
It's good to see you and all, Terry. I'm good I didn't see you down Wembley. Good I didn't see you down Wembley.
I know I thought you would have been.
To be honest, Dino, we saw you, but we hid from you, so there you go.
I wasn't looking for you, Philly. I was looking for Terry.
All right,
saw Dino from 20 blocks away.
Dino, yeah. The only reason the stadium was full because you was in it, Dino. Right, listen. Oh, I love the crack. I miss it, honestly. I really do. I miss you, honestly. Dino, just say bye, everybody, would you?
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching, and I mean, just enjoy it, embrace it. It's going to be a long one next season.
Jack, say bye to everybody, would you please?
Been an absolute pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I will see you at some point later on.
Another 3 years. So, listen, don't forget.
Hey, 2 for me, 3 for him.
Right, okay, listen. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tell your pals all about it. Do you want to say something there, Terry?
I was just going to say, Jack's back when he leaves college.
All right.
Yeah, I'm an adult now, man. I work.
Well, act like an adult.
I call it
a bit like Jimmy Neal, like with that tash, like.
Listen, like, share.
I'm
trying to. Our lass is going off it. Listen, like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about the channel. We'd love to get you in. You can become a member if you want for less than 50 pence a week. And if you are a member, right, watch for your name in the credits at the end. Thanks. We're all buzzing. We're buzzing because we're back in the Premier League. Thanks a lot. We'll see you after the summer. Cheers. Bye.